Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Dream Daddy! Yes, in case many of you subscribers and viewers did not know, my BTS Love Yourself giveaway contest thing has been over for a week now. It said in the description of my last video, but I'll say it again for this one. Oops. I hope it's not super scratchy. I don't know what the fuck's going on with my audio. I apologize in advance. I'll try to fix it when my midterms are over. The winners of the giveaway have been personally messaged. It's just because last time I got some people who were like, "Oh, can you like message me personally instead of like announcing it to the world?" I was like, yeah, that's totally fine. And in case that was another thing, I do it again. So I guess that's how it goes. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining. I hope a lot of you don't unsubscribe just because you didn't win. Don't do that. Let's play! Alright, I believe, yes, we are Hugo, and then it would be Brian, and then it will be Damien. Let's do this. This is my dream daddy. I am so hyped. The cheese daddy. Is he cheese daddy? I think he's cheese daddy. Alright. Ever since the first night at Charcuterie Pies, Hugo and I have made a point out of weekly visits to trivia night. Havarti Like It's 1999 has come in first place ever since, despite Provolone 2, Lost in New York's continual efforts to dethrone us. I've been able to do a complete overhaul of the interior of my car, thanks to all of the Phil's Auto Care gift cards we've received. Air fresheners, car chargers, you name it. Amanda's riding in the lap of luxury. Aside from the trivia nights, I don't actually get to see Hugo a lot. The end of the school year is coming up, and he seems to be having a lot of trouble dealing with the stress of teaching. I should do something nice for him. Maybe help him take his mind off screaming teenagers. Take his mind off things. Books? He likes books, but I have no idea where to even start with that. He probably reads more books in a month than I've read in the past year. I know he's really into wrestling, but he's been reluctant to talk about it since he showed me his wrestling room. I know he's kind of shy about it, but maybe... Whatever. Let's roll with the dice. I think I have a plan. Hey, alright, folks! Looks like we finally have the points tallied and we're ready to announce our winner. You know who else is a winner? Me. Because I've finally seen just how beautiful and loving my wife is. A few weeks ago, all of the regulars staged an intervention for Quizmaster Quinn. We sat down in a circle and told him that we wanted to see him be better and love himself. He agreed to start going to couples therapy with his wife, and last time he told us that they adopted a dog together. Aww. I love you forever, my Quizmaster Queen. Aww. I can't tell which version of Quizmaster Quinn I prefer. There were things to like and dislike about both, huh? And the winner is, for the fourth week in a row, Havarti Like It's 1999. Hugo and I cheers out of small slices of camembert, and I go up to accept our gift card along with an uncomfortably long hug from Quizmaster Quinn. May Havarti Like It's 1999's reign be as long and wonderful as my marriage to my beautiful wife. Aww. We make a celebratory round of high fives to the rest of the teams and sit down to finish our cheese board, savoring every last bit of burrata with pesto and slices of tomato. I want to do this, man. That sounds like a perfect date. Hey, I've got a surprise for you. For me? Yes, and for once, it isn't more cheese. Well, if you think you can somehow top that, be my guest. I pull out a book that I've been carefully hiding in one of my pockets and slide it over to Hugo. Why don't you just wrap it in something? Why did it have to be, oh, in my pocket? Like, bitch, I don't want to accept something that was in your pocket. I mean, I would if I loved you, but still. Oh, Hugo picks up a book and reads the title aloud. Harry Butt's Crapper Keeper? I wanted to get you a book, but I figured you probably already own every classical piece of literature. So, I thought this would be fun. For when you're pooping. Oh my gosh. Hugo laughs. You should flip through it. Hugo looks at me and raises an eyebrow. After flipping through a couple of pages, he finally comes across the small gift I strategically hid inside. You're kidding me! Hugo looks around, worried that he made a scene. He leans in. You're kidding me. Hugo pulls out the wrestling tickets I hid inside the Crapper Keeper. This is to the World Federation of Wrestling's Power Slam series. You've been working so hard lately. I thought you liked them. Like them? I love this. Thank you. But wait, there's 2? Yeah, I figured we could go together. You'd go with me? Heck yeah! I'd need you to explain the finer points of wrestling to me, though. Hugo gets up, walks around the table, and effortlessly picks me up in a big bear hug. Has he been this strong the whole time? Thank you. I let out a little squeak to sort of say, "You're welcome." Oh my gosh. It's the night of the Power Slam. Hugo shows up on my doorstep in a loud, oversized wrestling tee. He's a little blushy and extremely cute. He looks so cute. He looks so cute. He's so cute. We drive around for about an hour to another city for the big event. Hugo spends the entire ride teaching me the basics of wrestling and the terminology I need to know. So, it's fake, right? Well, yes and no. While wrestling and the act of hurting one another wrestler is fake, the work requires remarkable athleticism and oftentimes results in actual injury. Those people are getting hurt, sure, but not in the way we're led to believe. Historically, wrestling as we know it today was created by carnival workers to fix gambling, and the people who actually believed it to be real would bet on these matches were called marks. That we know that it's technically fake, but still choose to suspend our disbelief makes us smart marks. So I should be watching this for the acrobatics and the tension and the drama and even the storylines. I think that anything or anyone can tell a good story. You just have to look for the story. Even something like what we're about to experience will tell a phenomenal, sometimes understated story, despite a ridiculous premise. Excuse me. Wow. What? I just really wouldn't have pegged you to be a huge wrestling fan. You say this now? Oh my gosh, you're so rude. My character is so rude. Don't say this now as you're like, you know, going to the event. Nobody does. I get it. I'm the button-down teacher type. I like poetry and art history. I write dissertations on heavy tomes by Russian authors for fun. But I like wrestling. It's a big part of who I am, but because it's considered kind of lowbrow, I feel like I can't share it with anybody because they'll just make fun of me. Like my character just said, "Baby, I am so sorry. I love you. It's perfectly fine. You love what you love, and I will support you in it because I love you, and I will support what you love." Till now, Hugo smiles to himself. Till now, because of me. Because of me. Hugo and I enter the stadium and are directed to the upper level. After grabbing some snacks, we make our way up the set of stairs. The further up we go, the more my heart sinks. I had thought we had gotten good seats, but by this point the ring looks like a postage stamp. We finally settle into our spots and wait for the match to start. I'm sorry, I thought I got us tickets on the lower level. I look over to Hugo, who apparently didn't even hear me. He's vibrating with excitement. Oh, baby! This is so cool. I guess he doesn't mind. I have to admit, I've been too embarrassed to come to one of these since I was a kid. What's there to be embarrassed about? Everyone here loves wrestling. Plus, who are we even gonna see that we know? We're like an hour out of Maple Bay. I guess you're right. So what do we have to look forward to tonight? Oh man, the lineup is stacked. All of the matches are going to be great, but the one I'm really looking forward to is the Eastern Dragons match. The Eastern Dragon? Yeah, he used to wrestle as Pablo Escobar, but I guess he eventually had to change it. Okay, so hence his t-shirt. Wrestle's names are weird. He's actually an Iranian guy from the Utah. Oh, so that's what your shirt's from. Yep. I've been following the guy since his debut in an indie wrestling league, and it's been amazing to see him rise through the ranks and into the professionals. Who's he up against? The corporate shill. Technique-wise, I don't think he's that good of a wrestler, but I don't think the fans like him. I don't even think the fans like him. Certainly an interesting character, though. The stadium lights dim, and the crowd starts screaming. Butt rock blasts through the sound system, and some pyrotechnics set off around the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, out of the sold-out crowd in Mill Creek, Massachusetts, who's ready to power slam? Hugo nice scream. I'm sorry, that was like probably really much. We watched two wrestlers, the Southern Dandy and I thought that said Southern Daddy. Johnny Snowman. Oh shit, yeah. Walk out to the even more butt rock. The Southern Dandy mixes and drinks a mint julep in the ring before the match. The crowd eats it up. The Southern Dandy's from Maine. Is Johnny Snowman not from the North Pole? He's from Georgia, actually. After a long match, Johnny Snowman, who's dressed up like a muscular elf, does what Hugo calls a German suplex on the Southern Dandy. Shit, oh shit, Did you see what that guy did to the other? Is he okay? Are they gonna be okay? Wrestling is a sport of communication. All these guys train together to know not only how to perform moves, but how to respond to them. It allows them to look like they're being hurt, but only be kind of hurt. The crowd cheers as Johnny Snowman pins the Southern Dandy and is announced as the winner. The next match features a wrestler named Generation Y2K, who's comes out looking like a hipster barista. He takes selfies with the fans on the way up to the ring and pauses after everyone to post it onto Instagram. He's really playing up the millennial thing, huh? He's sort of the boogeyman to the old-timer wrestling fans. His opponent, the old-timer, walks out. Oh. The crowd seems to be divided in who they're rooting for. The old-timer pulls some sweet moves after he takes out the walking cane from under the stage and beats Generation Y2K over the head with it. Up against the ropes, Generation Y2K blinds the old-timer with the flash on his camera phone and is able to pin him to the win match. He takes a celebratory selfie with his unconscious opponent. Oh my gosh, is that even allowed? During a break, Hugo and I leave to get refills from the concession stands. We wind our way through the clusters of wrestling fans to get out to the line. So what do you think so far? This is amazing. Why didn't I get into wrestling sooner? You know, I'm kind of surprised. I was sort of expecting the crowd to just be a bunch of aggressive, sweaty older guys, but it's so diverse. I've even seen a bunch of family with their kids. Everyone looks super happy to be here. Oh, yeah, that's how I got into wrestling. When I was a kid, my dad used to take me and my brothers to matches all the time. There's one gaggle of kids loitering in a corner that are exceptionally loud, even over the din of the stadium. Looking closer, I can't help but see... I wonder who these kids are gonna be. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, I can't let them see me here. They'll never listen to me ever again. I position myself between the kids and Hugo, hoping that I can act as a human shield. I glance over to the group of children again and recognize the Colin kid. He kicks one of his friends in the shin and laughs. Man, that Colin kid is a piece of work. Colin? If he sees me here, he'll never let it go. He's a master manipulator. We have to get back to the relative safety of our seats. What's the plan? Oh my gosh. Please, no. Not a minigame. Not a minigame. I turn to Hugo. Hugo, I'm gonna draw their attention. While they're busy watching me, run back to the seats and I'll meet you there, okay? Don't get hurt out there. As Hugo begins to leave, I turn to the crowd of people and start stomping around, raising my... Oh my gosh, no. No. Oh my gosh. Why is my character like this? I find it very endearing. Oh my gosh. It's working. All of the people near the concession stands have stopped to look at me. I feel my social anxiety hitting peak levels. There's only a finite amount of time I can keep distracting people. Quick, think of something. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. No! No! Oh, this is so embarrassing! Oh! Phew, that was close. Now we can hide out for the rest of the night and enjoy ourselves in the comfort of an within a large crowd. This is the match we've been waiting for. Why is it Hugo? It's like, oh, thank you for embarrassing yourself for me like that. Bitch. He's wearing a three-piece suit and sunglasses. Once he gets into the ring, he takes off his sunglasses and rips the sleeve off his suit jacket, flexing his arms for the crowd. One of the people from his entourage produces a graph chart and sets it up in the center of the ring. The corporate shill grabs a microphone. I got a message for the Eastern Dragon. If you'll refer to the graph in the center of the ring, you'll see a quarterly projection of how much I'm about to kick your ass. The whole crowd erupts. Now, if you'll direct your attention to the Jumbotron, well, look to the PowerPoint presentation titled Kicking the Eastern Dragon's Ass. Key performance indicators. Oh my gosh, is this for real? That was informative. The lights dim again and pan flute music plays. I think it's a pan flute? I'm actually not sure if I know what a pan flute sounds like. The Eastern Dragon walks out to cheers from the crowd. Aren't pan flutes a Central American thing? Hugo shrugs. Wrestling. The Eastern Dragon stands outside of the ring and grabs a microphone. Corporate shill, it's nice to see you again. More cheers from the crowd. That was a good presentation. The clip art was a very nice touch. He points to the corporate shill menacingly. I'm looking forward to a nice and exciting match. The crowd doesn't really know what to do here. He's not the best at trash talk, but I promise he's one of the most talented wrestlers you'll ever see. The match starts, and it's just as exciting as Hugo had hyped it up to be. The Eastern Dragon performs such ridiculous aerial stunts that it makes me concerned for his safety. He does what Hugo calls a moonsault, and from the top rope onto the corporate shill. The air in the stadium is electric as these two athletes lock arms and try to demolish one another. I can't help but get into it. The corporate shill pile drives the Eastern Dragon, who looks like he's passed out in the center of the ring. He climbs up to the top row and motions to the cheering crowd. Oh no, he's about to do his finishing move, the corporate ladder. The corporate shill poses at the top of the ropes. The Eastern Dragon still isn't moving. Could this be the end of his young career? Get up, Eastern Dragon! You can do it, Eastern Dragon! The corporate shill launches off of the top of the rope in a huge arch. He brings his elbow down on the Eastern Dragon with the full force of a Fortune 500 company putting local vendors out of business. The corporate shill pins the Eastern Dragon and the match ends. Hugo sinks into his chair. Man, he should have won that. I sit down with Hugo. What a match. It was amazing. I think I'm a fan of wrestling now? Hugo looks over to me and our eyes catch. I'm glad. The event goes on and we have a little downtime before the next match. We decide to relax in our seats to avoid the middle schoolers. It's unlikely they would ever notice us in the upper level nosebleeds. I look up to the Jumbotron. Oh hey, they're doing the kiss cam. Aw, that's so nice. And then it zooms in on Hugo and I. What? What? What do I do here? I look over to Hugo and see the same mortified expression on his face. The entire crowd is chanting and neither of us know what to do. I jump in front of Hugo and start giving the camera the finger. They can't show that on television, can they? The camera immediately moves on. I guess all of this sweaty violence is fine, but a finger isn't. Thanks, I think. I sit down again, trying to ignore the dirty looks I'm getting from people who came here for the wholesome content. So much for laying low, I guess. The rest of the match thankfully goes off without incident. Hugo and I eventually laugh off the kiss cam and get back. I want to know what happens if I kiss him. Okay, let's see what happens. Give the crowd what they want. I slowly lean in, awkwardly tilting my head. Cheers from the crowd erupt all around me. I look back to see the Jumbotron and see a couple behind us making out with full force. Oh. Hugo and I turn beet red and slink back into our chairs. So much for laying low, I guess. The rest of the match thankfully goes off without incident. Hugo and I eventually laugh off the kiss. Oh, that's so cute. After the show ends, he convinces me to hang back and let the rest of the crowd exit so that we wouldn't risk running into Colin and his awful group of friends. By the time Hugo and I walk back to his car, most of the wrestling fans have cleared out. The parking lot is surprisingly empty, save for the beat-up car parked a few spots down from us. We rarely keep an eye out for stray middle schoolers as we hang out by my car. Man, that was an experience, right? It's one thing to watch it on TV, but to be there in person is just wow. Thank you again. I would have never gotten to experience this if it weren't for you. This is it. This is it. This is it. Something's gonna happen. It's just me and Hugo in front of the car in an empty parking lot. I look down. Kind of funny about the kiss cam, huh? Yeah, it was super funny. But neither of us are smiling. We look into each other's eyes and I can feel a warmth radiating from my... Oh. Hey, cool shirt. I turn around to see, ooh, guy in a hoodie and basketball shorts walking up to us. A duffel bag slung over his shoulder. Who's this? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I haven't seen one of those in years. Oh my gosh. I know who this is. Oh my god. Yeah, I got it from a trade with this guy from streetsmarks.net. I love that website. Someone always posts these awesome, super detailed breakdowns of matches in the indie circuit. Have you seen those? The name's like, J something. JD Slaminger? Yeah, that's him. Those are my write-ups. You're DJ Slaminger? You're kidding. Oh man, I'm a huge fan of your work. It's so nice to meet you. The man vigorously shakes Hugo's hand. I thought it was going to be his ex-husband or something. I'm honored. Oh man, I wish I could stay and chat. I have so many questions, but I'll PM you on the forums if I ever want to talk shop. Absolutely. The man starts walking away. Hugo coughs nervously to get his attention again. Is there any chance you could sign my shirt? The guy turns around and beams. Sure thing. Oh my gosh. It's Pablo. Wait. It all finally clicks into place for me. You're the Eastern Dragon! I love your work! Thank you, man. The Eastern Dragon signs Hugo's shirt, waves goodbye, and walks to his car. I stand there with my mouth open the entire time. That was the Eastern Dragon. He likes my work. Dude, you're like friends with the Eastern Dragon now. He's gonna PM me. Hugo and I high five. He's so excited, he's shaking. Mr. Vega? Oh man. Colin and his cronies just pop out of nowhere. Oh no, here we go. Colin, nice to see you and your friends all the way out here. What are you doing here? I don't see a library anywhere near us. I was watching the Power Slam series with my friend. Ha! Mr. Vega likes wrestling? What a fart knocker. Actually, that's pretty cool. Shut up, dickweed. Nah, man. That's actually rad as hell. Who are you just talking to? Probably one of your stupid book nerd friends. Actually, he was talking to his good buddy, the Eastern Dragon. All of Colin's friends gasp. Guys, come on, he's lying. There's no way the Eastern Dragon would hang out with these losers. Oh yeah? How did I get his autograph then? Colin's friends lose their minds, screaming their heads off. Colin is red with anger. See you in class, bitch. Oh, you can't say that. Who's gonna believe you? Hugo and I hop into the car to the tune of more children screaming. We laugh all the way home. Dude, that was good shit. Hugo and I descend the stairs of his home into the wrestling man cave where we both crack a beer. We're both went. Hugo answers immediately. J.D. Slaminger, my forum name. I gotta represent my literary roots. My costume would be a tweed coat and my finishing move would be a catcher in the eye, where I poke out my opponent's eyes out and call him a phony. Ha, I get that. It's a decent book. I've given it a lot of thought. What about you? I would be... Bob Clancy. I could... I'm game. Shit's gonna happen. I'll go easy on you. On Bomb Clancy? Absolutely not. And before I know it, I'm on the floor. Hugo wraps his legs around me and squeezes. I can't move. This is a figure 4 leg lock. If I were applying full force right now, you would be in extreme pain. He effortlessly twists around and grabs my arm. Good lord, he's strong. Any movement on my end is useless. And this is an armbar. You're pretty good. You can tap out anytime you like. Not a chance. Hugo flips around one last time on top of... Ooh. He hooks his arm under my leg and presses his body down on my chest. And this is me pinning you. Our faces are inches apart right now. I can't tell if I'm breathing heavily because of the physical activity or because of something else. I lean forward and kiss Hugo, who seems to be just as surprised as I am. I guess we both win. I know I do. Guess so. Do you have any more moves to show me? I think I might have a few. He just said, looks like Paradise Lost just got found. Oh my gosh. That was so cute and so smooth. And this is me pinning. Ooh, baby, smooth AF. Get you a man as smooth as Hugo. As smooth, educated, and... what's the word? I don't know, but get you a man like Hugo. Oh shit, Quizmaster's there! Well, you know it. Aww. Whatever. I don't really care that much. I'm sorry. I care more about my baby. Ernest came in, it's like, okay, so he's like, hey, and then you're like, hey, Ernest, and he's like, thanks for being nice to my dad. Whoa. People are really mean to him sometimes. I mean, I guess I am too. But, he seems happy when you're around, so, that's cool. Well, geez, Ernest, I don't know what to say. You know, I think people got you pegged wrong. You got a soft side. If you tell anyone about this or that you saw me weeping at the theater, I'm gonna set your trash can on fire. There it is. Also, you don't know me. Before I can respond, Ernest walks away, a cloud of vapor trailing behind him. Well, that was at least a little pleasant. Okay. Where Hugo is sitting, he smiles at me. I'll leave you to it. Okay. Okay, bye! 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 Go! Okay. I take a seat next to Hugo as the last of our guests make their way out of the party. Cool shirt. Thanks. It reminds me of a special night. So the secret's out, huh? Hugo likes wrestling? You know, I was really nervous to come here dressed like this, but everybody in the neighborhood, they were nothing but accepting of me and my hobbies. It turns out that Craig's a huge fan too. And Colin told everyone at school that I'm into wrestling, but it actually backfired on him. The kids have a weird sort of respect for me now. A few of them even asked me to be the sponsor of their wrestling club. Not the Olympic wrestling. The wrestling that I like. I actually like both, but there's an important distinction, and I think you know which one I'm talking about. See? Just goes to show that there's nothing wrong with being open about what you like. I agree. And as long as I'm being open, I'm also a huge fan of every handsome dads who throw great parties for their kid and love a good word jumble. He's a fan of me. I blush. And I'm a big fan of... Quick, think of something clever. Hugo's? This Hugo specifically. Aww! He drapes an arm around my shoulders and pulls me closer. He plants a soft kiss on my... I'm happy here. Me too. Hugo and I watched the sun dip below the horizon together. Hey, do you think maybe later you could show me some new wrestling moves? Jay, how about I show you my pump-handled pile driver? I can't help but giggle. What's that? You'll see. That's what it is. I like that tip. Treat people better than they treat you. Ugh, it's too much effort and I hate people. Anyway, holy shit, we just did. Oh my gosh, we just did Hugo's. It's so cute. I honestly, like, oh my gosh, that was adorable. Adorable. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I want the piece of cheese. And, just little, That's the meat and cheese that I want on my cracker body. Oof. Okay, alright, no, so that was absolutely fucking adorable. I loved the ending. I love being supportive of someone that I love. Obviously, I love Hugo. He's so cute! So fucking cute! Yes! I also think it's really important. I always keep going back to this one guy. But it really makes me sad when people enjoy something and it's a hobby. Maybe they just enjoy it a little bit. But they feel like embarrassed or ashamed to be into that. And it's just like, honey, no. You like what you like. You can be open about it. If you like something, there's no reason for you to hide it unless it's a really disturbing fetish. Even then, I'm open about it. Everyone on my Snapchat and Instagram who follows me knows I have a daddy kink. Like, it's just, don't be ashamed, man. Don't be ashamed. I have been told that I should be hiding my whole anime stuff. I have like all these bags that have a bunch of buttons and keychains, and a lot of my family members would be embarrassed to be seen out in public with me with all the geeky stuff that I have, and I used to be a really big weeb earlier on. Okay, but just skipping through, I think it's really important to embrace your interests. Because your interests and what you like are part of who you are, and if you can't embrace that, if you can't accept that about yourself, then it's going to be really hard for other people to accept you. Does that kind of make sense? I don't know why I always do this after I play an episode. But anyway, Hugo was absolutely adorable. Oh, I did say I was going back to that one guy. Yeah, because he was, like, really embarrassed about, like, being into anime and shit like that. Or, like, he'd be really embarrassed that, oh, yeah, I've seen One Punch Man and shit like that. It's like, honey, One Punch Man is the shit. Let's be real. Anyway, so, thank you guys. I should, like, go off on, like, everything. Whatever. Why am I like this? Ugh. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, give me those thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, which is honestly super surprising. I'm kidding. But honestly, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. I appreciate it, and I'm pretty sure you'll appreciate it. It's for you that you subscribe, because you'll be getting all my good shit. Look at my quality content. Oh my gosh. My content is so daddy. Like my quantum prof. Anyway, I will see you guys in episode 22, I believe. Bye.